Fox 40 is your local election headquarters. Katie Porter, a candidate for California governor, is in the spotlight and facing backlash from voters and even other gubernatorial candidates after several videos went viral online. So one of those videos showed Porter allegedly threatening to leave an interview with a CBS reporter who asked whether she'll need Trump voters to win her race. And another older clip shows the former Orange County Congressmember cursing and yelling at a staff member.
And tonight we are hearing from Porter for the first time since other candidates have urged her to drop out of the race for governor altogether. Inside California Politics host and our co-anchor Nikki Lorenzo sat down with Porter this afternoon for an exclusive interview. Here's just a little piece of that conversation today.
So this is your first time speaking publicly since the now two viral videos. What do you want people to know about you, and do you have the temperament to be the next governor of California?
When I look at those videos, I want people to know that I understand that I could have handled things better. I think I'm known as someone who's able to handle tough questions, who's willing to answer questions, and I want people to know that I really value the incredible work that my staff can do. I think people who know me know I can be tough, but I need to do a better job expressing appreciation for the amazing work that my team does.
Should California voters feel confident that there aren't any more Katie Porter videos out there?
Well, what I know is that I could have done better in those moments. I'm going to be focused on earning their votes and earning their trust. That's true in every election. I've only ever had tough elections. So I'm absolutely aware that I'm going to have to continue to show them. I'm going to have to answer every question. I'm glad I got to continue that interview and finish that interview and answer all her questions. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, to show Californians not only that I understand their problems, but that I have the will and the strength of character to actually get something done about them.
But not just the CBS interview, the interview with the staffer. Can voters be confident that there won't be another one of those videos that's going to come to light?
What I do know is that I could have done better in that situation.
But that's not a no. So is there potentially another video that we're going to see?
Nikki, I'm going to be honest with you. I know that video was several years ago, as you know, and I apologize to the staffer. That's super important to me, and will continue to try to hold myself to do better. That's what I can promise.
But not that there's not going to be any more videos, because that's what people are wondering. Are we going to see something else like that?
I can tell you what I've told you, which is that I am taking responsibility for this situation, and I'm also not going to back down for fighting back for California, from being tough. I don't think this is a moment where the same old is going to cut it. But that doesn't change the fact that what I did to that staffer was wrong. I've acknowledged it to her in that moment, and I'm acknowledging it now.
Have you heard from any other Democrats? Have they reached out to you?
Yes, of course.
Who has reached out to you?
Well, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, because I've gotten lots of text messages in the last, as you might expect.
What did they say? Words of support? Can you give me anything specific?
Yeah, well, I mean, as you've seen publicly, many of the groups that support me, groups like the Teamsters, have said that they're proud to stand with me because they know I'm going to fight for California, that they know I'm going to be tough, that they think what's needed is a level of strength of character in this moment. So I think there's been a lot of those comments. I think everybody understands, and I've certainly acknowledged to everyone who's reached out to me, as I am now, that I could have done better. But I'm in this race to make sure that we have a governor who's not going to sit back, who's not going to sit quietly, because we are in a moment where we have to tackle our affordability crisis, and we have to withstand the harms that Trump is throwing at California.
All right, so that was just a little piece of the interview that Nikki got to do with Porter earlier today in Los Angeles. She is still there now, which is why she is not here. She will be back tomorrow to discuss this more. But you can watch that full interview. That is on Inside California Politics, a special edition of Inside California Politics. That is this Friday night at 7 o'clock. That is on the free Fox 40 Plus app. All you have to do is download it. And then, as always, normal ICP airing times, Saturday 11 p.m. and Sunday 7:30 a.m. right here on Fox 40.